Hello, everybody, and welcome to another show. This is the JD Talks Show, episode 7. That's right, 007. So we're doing it right. Again, those that are just tuning in, thank you for tuning in. In this talk show, just as like a little breakdown of what we do, the talk show is where today we will dive into the power of discipline. And on top of that, we'll be able to explore the impact of discipline on both our personal and our professional lives. Now, whether it's setting or achieving goals, building and establishing healthy habits, or overcoming obstacles, discipline is the key ingredient to success. So, in each episode, we'll be able to dive into the stories and strategies of experts, leaders, and everyday people who have harnessed the power of discipline to achieve their dreams. Now, join me each and every single week as we uncover the secrets to unlocking your full potential through the power of discipline. All right, got to work on that right there. But that's the premise of the show that we are doing for today, and at least just the ongoing theme is discipline in itself. So first off, again, let me say thank you to all those that are tuning in right here and right now. It's good to have you all here. So far, getting a pretty good set of viewers that are coming in. So let's dive right into this. And here we go. Power of discipline. What is it? How can we attain it? With discipline, we want to think that it will equal our freedom. So discipline equals freedom. And before that, routine equals discipline, which is if you've had the opportunity to view some of my shows in the beginning, you've been able to see how we've been diving into establishing a routine, why it's so important. Okay. I use myself as an example. It's important to be able to hit your discipline or hit your routine each and every single day. For example, my routine is very specific in the morning. I have to be up at least Monday through Friday at a certain time. That's 5 a.m. in the morning. And then from there, I'm able to go about the rest of my day, hitting off the list that I've made the night before. All right. So I like my water in the morning. I like to take a shower. I like to get my coffee going, and I like to read a chapter from a book. Um, we also got a special guest right there. She's a little antisocial today, which is fine. Um, so we have our routine that we're working on. Okay, and again, just tapping into that, it's something that is attainable each and every single morning. Now, with that being said, through routine, we've established discipline. And then with discipline, we've created this freedom, this opportunity to build the confidence that we need to go about the rest of our day. All right. And see what we've done there in just a short period of time. We've been able to say, okay, I start my morning off this way. That way I can have a good day. You ever have those days where you just roll out of bed, just try to make do with what you have, and there's just not enough time in the day, and you're busy saying that exact same phrase. There's just not enough time in the day. So let's dive into a story of someone that has inspired me a long time ago, and it's actually trickled into my own life. I mean, throughout my entire life up until now. But I want to mention this guy. His name is Les Brown. All right. Now, I came across this guy a long, long time ago through YouTube. Hey, shout out to YouTube. Thank you. Who a lot of his talks were, if you're not familiar with him, it's Les Brown. And he is a public speaker now, but he was a former representative for Ohio. I have to spacing out on that part. But before that, he was also a disc jockey, and I want to bring up this story that inspired me to keep going and to continue to do what I'm doing. So, Les Brown, he had this dream of wanting to become a disc jockey. So, if you're not familiar with that, it's just think of it this way: just being on radio, playing music, and just kind of the guy that gets you going throughout the day. Okay. And it's a lot more than that, obviously. But he had this big dream of wanting to become a disc jockey, and he had the opportunity at a young age to was intern or basically he was able to get his foot in through the door by just showing up each and every single time applying for a job. And he, in order to get the job, he didn't get it at first. In fact, he was told no multiple times. However, this guy, Les Brown, was set on what he wanted. So he kept showing up each and every single day, asking for a job, asking if there was work available. And he was constantly told no by the guy over and over and over until the person that later hired him said, "Get me a coffee," or whatever it was that he said. Just he got a job. And from that, he was able to be around the people that were doing the thing that he wanted to do most at that moment in time. So during this process of now getting the job, now he's just showing up every single day. He's got a job, he's working, he's in the environment that he wants to be in. Now he starts looking at like, that's the guy's job that I want right there. You know, it's not to necessarily take someone's job from them. It's just that's what I want to be doing. That's what he saw himself doing. And he was studying, watching, learning, waiting for his opportunity to step in. And there was this one time when a certain person didn't show up for work, or at least they were just not. How do you put it in the most appropriate terms? They just weren't necessarily in the right headspace. They maybe had a little one too many. Somebody had to make the call. The other person that could step in was not available, and the boss at the time for Les said, "Okay, I want you to just fill the place, fill that void for now. Step in, just press play, and just let it be. Don't do anything else." And he said, "No problem." And I tell you what, when he would tell this story over and over, it's just funny because what you would expect is everything that you want out of like a little mini Cinderella story. So this guy hops on, and he even right before the show started too, called up his parents and he said, "Hey, tune in because I'm about to be on." And he launched off with this big old announcement intro that was so phenomenal. I can't even replicate it, but it was something along the lines of just like this like smooth, like crisp, clear delivered intro that you could just tell that he's been rehearsing over and over and over. And from there, people loved it. So much so that he was given the opportunity to continue going forward with that position. So how cool is that? Just to put it into perspective. Even though the position wasn't available, he found a way to get himself into that environment. And then he found a way to, when the opportunity came, he was there. He was ready, prepared. So that taps in with discipline. That taps in with routine. You're showing up each and every single day, hustling, working hard, and especially during these times, like it's 2023. There's I don't know. I guess I don't know how else to put it other than just like the work ethic of others when it comes to giving and being your best. Sometimes we, yeah, what do you call it? If the price isn't there, I'm not doing it. So it's almost like there's all this like, and it's not that anybody's being lowballed or anything like that. I think everybody is trying to be smart about what they're doing, but it's almost like I'm hearing it too often now that somebody's not doing a job because it's just doesn't pay enough, or it's just like it's not worth it. And I don't know. I think that there's a time and place for that, which is important, which is why you need to be making sure that you're doing what you want to be doing. And once you find it, you will give anything and everything you have to make sure that you are elevated to the level that you are at now. I have a lot of friends that are in um, the broadcasting world that are literally crushing it. Hi, Missy. Hi. That are crushing their competition, or not competition, but crushing their own industry now. And they have just showed up each and every single day. So huge shout out to them. They truly inspire me. All right. What is it, sweetie? You want to go out there to mom? Go for it. Go on. Yeah, go on. No? All right. You're staying here then. Okay. Hey, Family life. You gotta love it. You can sit down. Good girl. Yeah. Uh-huh. I know. Yep. She's too cute. You gotta give it up to her. So discipline. Okay. Again, show up, put in the time, and understand that things will come your way, and you always should be ready, which is where routine comes into play. The more you do your routine, the more disciplined you become in your own environment. And that, when the opportunity comes up, means that you are allowing yourself to strike when necessary, and you're always prepared for any outcome. So, I did have one more story. I want to make sure I have enough time for this. Yes. Okay. Um, Kind of just relating it back to me. Uh, Another story similar to this was I used to be a professional dancer back in the day, and I had a big, I had a really good career that I was happy with. Everything that I wanted to do, I did it, which not many people can say. And hear me out. It didn't come easy, and this is why. Okay, I had no agent. I had no, like most people start dancing when they're like a teeny bopper, like little kid. I did not. I started dancing when I was in high school, barely, just like kind of learning off of YouTube, just shooting whatever felt like fun to do. And then coming out of high school, going into college, I started to take it a little more seriously. And I was like, okay, actually, I took it really seriously. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try and turn this into a career. I can do this. And 7 years, 7, 8, yeah, 7, 8 years of just grinding, hustling, being constantly rejected. Out of 8 years, like I booked a majority of my work near my higher paying work near the end of my career, which was, you know, makes sense. But in the beginning, I tell you what, it taught me so much. The early years taught me so much about, do you really want to do this? Keep showing up, and something will show up. So there was a dance company that I was very interested in at the time. Um, and they were just looking for like not I was not their ideal look, which, hey, dance world, artist world, like everything's down to a look. If you don't look the part, you're not getting it. It's not anything to do with the type of person that you are or like what school you've gone to. It's just if you look the part, you're more set up for the job. Basically, that's what it is. So I showed up and I had this different approach, and it was just like, you know what? I know I'm not going to get a job here, but I'm going to give the best side of me that I can possibly give, the best side of JD. So I'm talking like I walk in, I walk straight up to the director, I introduce myself. Hey, I'm really happy to be here. I'm really excited to learn some new things today. So thank you again for having me here. Because you had to actually apply to get in for the actual audition. So go in, and I just have the time of my life. I have fun. I kind of goof off with the other cast, their other core company members and stuff like that. And the director took notice of that. I got a job. How funny is that? And I was out of my league, and I learned so much through that process. And it was actually just because of that, being available, being open to rejection, but open to opportunities. Ooh, that's a good one. Open to rejection, but open to opportunities as well that may all of a sudden unfold themselves before you. Okay. So, recap: the power of discipline. Ooh, establish it though through routine. All right. Then we can get our freedom. Les Brown, his story, if you're curious about it, there's plenty more online talking about what it took for him to get to where he is. And I think that's a great representation of where we may all be at some point in time in our lives. Always be present, available even when nothing is. Okay. Share a little story with you about my dancing days and what it took, even just showing up with just a different kind of mindset. So my challenge to you to close this out is change your mindset, change and open up for opportunities. Okay. See what happens. And also just remember, for the show, it's every Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live. And if not, this will be on demand. I'm JD. Thanks for talking, and working on our discipline with me. I'll see you in the next one.